In April of 1944, General Dwight D. Eisenhower was named Supreme Allied Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Forces and already had his hands full planning the D-Day invasion 2 months later. Meantime, in North Dakota, officials were also dealing with a daunting affair, the most baffling and mysterious fire cases in the state's history. Before it was over, investigators would be speculating whether a one-room schoolhouse in Stark County might be possessed by the devil or terrorized by an evil masked man. It was dubbed the Case of the Jitterbug Coal, and it had fire marshals, teachers, scientists, and government officials puzzled and frightened for weeks. The Wild Plum School is located near Plum Creek, 20 miles south of the small town of Richardton, North Dakota. At the start of the 1943-44 school year, 8 students from early elementary to high school age were enrolled at Wild Plum. Students spent their school day sitting at small wooden desks in the tiny room as lessons were learned and box lunches were eaten, all under the watchful eye of teacher Pauline Rebel. But what she saw on March 28, 1944 was unlike anything she had seen before. Miss Rebel said she started to give her students an arithmetic test. She and her students witnessed a pail of lignite coal near the stove begin to stir restlessly without any apparent cause. A story from the forum from April 13, 1944 picks up the story from there. Then things began to happen. Lumps of coal started popping out of the pail like Mexican jumping beans, striking the walls and pounding back into the room. One student was slightly injured when he was struck in the head. The coal pail tipped over and lumps of lignite caught fire. Window blinds started smoldering, charred, and fell to the floor. A bookcase caught fire, and a Webster's dictionary lying on the table began to smoke and burst into flames. The incident troubled Stark County Superintendent of Schools R.L. Swenson so much that he called the state fire marshal to report a series of strange happenings at Wild Plum, which had led residents to believe the schoolhouse to be bewitched. North Dakota Fire Marshal Charles Schultz says when officials arrived on the scene, the coal was still reacting to mysterious forces. While some in the community speculated a supernatural cause for the jitterbug coal, an interview with the teacher, Miss Rebel, led investigators to question whether it was the doing of a mysterious masked man who may have been trying to intimidate her. Rebel told authorities she believed the notes might have been left by a mysterious man who once showed up at the school. The students in the classroom also reported seeing a 6-foot-tall masked man kicking at the front door of the school. When Rebel had came to the door to investigate, he had apparently fled. "I am bothered by the 15 notes threatening my life," she said. "I've only taught there 7 months, and I never expected anything like this." The strange happenings at the Wild Plum one-room school in Stark County in 1944 became the most baffling and mysterious cases in the state's history, so much so that it reached the FBI status. So, who is responsible? Is it paranormal? Is it a hoax? You be the judge. Don't forget to sleep with your lights on.